What's pop, y'all? There's been a bit of a cold war going on between the streaming platform Kick and you could say their mascot at this point in time, Clavicular. Why do I say he's their mascot? Well, because Kick would send out their first email that wasn't something related to an announcement about the platform using Clavicular's face and saying how Clavicular earned $424,000 in 22 days. So a bit of a summary. Clavicular was recently on an interview. I think it was at the Iced Coffee Hour where he put out this number and said that he earned $424,000 specifically just from the KPP, which is Kick Partner Program. It's their way of, they judge via metrics such as your chatters, live viewers, and the hours streamed, how much they pay you. This isn't including any other deals that Clavicular might have. And soon after, Clavicular would announce that he was going to be switching out of Kick potentially. He said going to switch to multi-streaming, Twitch and X most likely. Now this is a little bit odd for people that have followed anything to do with Clavicular for the past 10 months because he has frequently said, and he's gone and streamed on Twitch briefly when he was banned, I think after the ASU incident, and he said that it's very hard for him to stream on Twitch because he has to change his personality entirely. Like you've got a bunch of claymores in the ground when you're on Twitch and you don't want to get banned. So for a Clavicular who's used to saying and doing most of what he wants on Kick, and even if he does get a ban, it's a quick slap on the wrist, and he's become a little bit more PR, not even PR trained. He's just pulled the reins in a lot more. So for him to consider going to Twitch when he's frequently said like, yo, Twitch is just way too hard for me to stream on is odd. But I do think this could have been expected when he was talking about how he wasn't too happy with how Kick Clippers were portraying him right now.
Clav, do you pay your Clippers? Kick does, but we're going to be paying them soon. Because the Kick clipping program, I don't want to really have anything to do with it. Yeah, so I want to get out of that pretty soon because it's just like, it's really bad. It's really bad. Kick clippers make me look terrible. So, they're good clippers at getting views, but they just make you look bad. So I ain't gonna be doing that anymore. Definitely not. Like Pulsey, yeah. Well, I mean, I'll just ban. Yeah, that'll be my next step is like, then after that, the people who are still posting bad PR clips, I'll get them kicked out of the X monetization program, block them, ban them from the comm, and that just won't be a thing. So, we'll see. So you're moving platforms? No, I just don't like the Kick clipping. I'd rather just pay for my own. I don't know how you turn it off, but I definitely want to get rid of that. Yeah, I have no idea how to turn it off. Clippers make you look bad? No kidding.
And this is a very good point that he makes. Some people are probably wondering, well, he didn't care for the past 10 months while they were blowing. He was used to say, man, who cares? I'm getting a ton of views. It's working for me. Well, the thing is, he's gotten all the views now. So he is very well known as a face. The name Clavicular and the face, damn near everybody's seen it. They have a certain sentiment towards it. That's also another thing. And if it's largely negative and he's trying to grow his brand, it's not going to help that these people are willing to do any and everything and even manipulate certain situations to make him look bad in order to get views. This is something that Andrew Tate described very well that he suffered from.
And the flaw in our master plan is that we were working with a mercenary army. So now we have the affiliates, which are linked to the school, Hustlers University. Because the affiliates worked out that they make the most money if they put up the most controversial clips of me. Because if you put up the clip, not the whole clip, where I say in bed that if a girl picks up a machete and tries to attack me, I will take the machete off her, put it in her face and say, shut up. No, not the whole clip. They take the last part, put a machete in a girl's face and say, shut up, only that part, and post that. Because that gets the most engagement, that goes the most viral, they get the most sales. And they're mercenaries. They're in it for the money, these students. So in many ways, they're making me look bad. And I say to Tristan, students are making me look kind of bad here, the way they're putting all this stuff out. And Tristan's like, who gives a shit? You're cool. We're making $10 million a month. Who gives a f? Bad guy, good guy, what does it matter? So when all of this is going on, the NGOs pop up. And from then on out, from that exact moment, Jack, I knew I was.
So the structure that both Tate used and Kick is using is very similar. Although Tate, what he was doing is he was letting people keep money from the views, and he was also giving people I think it was like a flat fee for whoever signed up to the program that Tate was selling. So they didn't care, and they were doing whatever it took. And he initially said, like, yo, this is making me kind of look bad. And then, of course, he just kept it going, and then that's what led to his destruction and PR, because he just got too famous for negative things. Nobody's going to say, oh man, this clip really angered me. I'm going to go and look into it and watch a full stream or an interview of the person. I'm probably the only person that's doing that, honestly. And this is the thing. The people that are doing that aren't going to go and talk about it as well, because you're like, oh, okay, well, this was just taken out of context. You're not going to make sure to announce it. So with the Clavicular, that's happening to him right now. And he's trying to clean up his image. But Kick, they are more, and this is why I say it's a bit of a Cold War, because Kick is not going to suffer for the reputation of streamers on their platform. They just want to get as many people on their platform as possible. So they have a good deal with the Clippers in that, hey, we're paying you guys are bringing us the clips. And I do believe it's run by a third party. So it's not, I don't even think it's contracted. So think of like a private company is being contracted by Kick, the platform, to run this clipping server. So there's definitely, and it's working for Kick, because Kick is like, yo, if Clavicular leaves, we're losing a face that many people already know that's going to bring people to our platform. And from there, they're going to be in the Kick ecosystem, because it's a race to get people's attention and consistent attention. So they want people to not just watch Clavicular, they want people to stay on Kick. And right now, Kick is kind of like the raunchy platform. Well, it's like MTV, like that golden era of MTV that people talk about now, which people clown back then of the reality TV shows. That's what Kick is leaning more towards right now. Like you've got Dean and AB show, you've got the Clavicular show, you've got, who else? I think there's another one that I'm forgetting off the top of my head. But they want to have all of these different channels that people can tune into so that they don't leave the platform, which is understandable for them. But for Clavicular, he's going to take hits. And I think he's going to change up what he's doing, because he wants to have a more clean-cut image, because he has a lot more opportunities in that regard. Like, for example, Tana Mongeau would talk about potentially doing an interview with him and why she wouldn't do that now.
You could do your little podcast thing and it could be sick, right? And I'm just like, Clavicular has a hit out on me. You know what I mean? After text number 4, it's kind of like, what are you doing? Like, how many people are you hitting up? How many people is your team hitting up? Why are you trying to get to me from all angles? And I was like, damn, like, this is kind of crazy. I don't even know if I've ever wanted to get to someone so bad, even Adam Sandler, where I'm like having 9 different people like hit up the person at once. So then even as the last like week and a half has gone by, I keep receiving messages from people. We've gotten to 17 messages. Last night, I open up my Instagram DMs and I see that Clavicular himself DM'd me. And he commented on the TikToks and he was like, yo, I want to come on the pod. Because here's the thing, obviously, rightfully so, me included, like all women without lobotomies feel a type of way about him, right? Like the things that he says and does, and not only to himself, but specifically to women, are so shocking and so jarring. And I completely understand that we live in a rage bait culture, but it's just like there is a line. You have such a big platform, you could, and it's all young boys, like you could really do so much more with that. Even if 40% of the time you were claving out, if the other 60 you were spreading some form of decent message. But I also understand the fact that he's 20. It would be really interesting if I was sitting down having an interview where he like wins me over and he's actually so sweet, like actually asking the questions and him giving the answers. However, there's such a scary other side factor to me, right? Where it's like, who were you showing up with? Are you live streaming? I feel like even if I asked him not to live stream via message, and he said he wasn't going to, I feel like he's the type of person who just would show up live streaming. And the other thing too is like, I'm shooting these podcasts in like my home or like peaceful environments. Whereas I feel like if I shot with him, Kyle and I were actually like deeply talking about this, we would have to get like a building studio set with like a doorman and like elevators, and like I would have to bring my entire security team. Like, why do I feel like he would like hit me on the pod? I'm not trying to like have to have like second nose job by Clavicular deck in the face on pod. And I'm in my peace era. And like, obviously that's just kind of where my head's at. It's like, you're in your peace era. Why would you do it?
So first off, she is saying a bunch of babbling nonsense here, to be fair to Clavicular. However, towards the end, she is definitely correct where she says, hey, what is the setting going to be? I feel like if I were to tell him not to stream, that he would show up streaming anyway. That's something I believe to happen. I think he did that with Piers Morgan when they told him not to stream, and they said that he could record, and he live streamed it, and they weren't too happy with that. So pulling that move, I could see him doing that. But when she's talking about him harming her, like physically, I think that's a little bit of a joke, but she needs to know that you cannot joke like that. But he quote tweets this and says, I've never even raised my voice during an interview. Are you sure you're thinking of the right person? That's really true. Have we ever even seen this guy angry or yell ever? I think we've seen him get smacked in the face. We've seen water get thrown on him. He's a very calm guy. Even when he's getting physically attacked, he's just really calm and tranquil. I don't know if it's whatever substances he's doing. But he says, and I'm not sure who all these people are messaging about me, but BCC Mitchell is our only official PR. So this guy was his PR months ago. He was the original PR guy he hired. When you guys saw the good run of PR he had when he showed up to Fashion Week, and I think he was doing all these publications, and it was looking really, really good for Clavicular, he would part ways with this guy Mitchell once the like overdose event happened. Like when he was doing the Miami 30-day subathon thing and he knocked out, that dude Mitchell was like, listen, man, if you don't get together this like substance thing, I'm not going to work with you. And they parted ways, and then they got back together about a month ago. This guy Mitchell's very, very good. I really do like the work that he's doing. And what they're trying to do, in my assumption, is that they're trying to get the female audience to soften up to Clavicular, which I think is a good move. It's a good move to hop on Tana, like to turn her around, make her more of like a fan, or make her more neutral towards Clavicular at the very least. And I think he can do that. But really, they should take one out of Drake's book and just start tricking. That's the easiest way. And I don't mean start tricking as in just like throwing money at chicks, because then his audience is going to be like, yo, what the hell is going on here? Because Clavicular he's a corporation. That's the best way to describe it. I describe Jay-Z in this way a little bit as well, but more so Clavicular. Like for instance, he just got a new sponsorship with some gambling company. And the first stream that he did was them using like Andrew Tate as like they're kind of clowning Andrew Tate, and he's doing the promotion. So that is, I think you could say that's in poor taste for somebody that's cordial with. Now, granted, this same gambling company had sponsored Tate in the past. I don't know if he's still sponsored by them. So who knows if this is, above board, or if he talked to him before that. But I think like, if some guy that's your man's, or you're at least in conversation with, like, that's your man's. You guys were in the club. You guys were dancing around to a song. You guys all got canceled together. That's your man's, all right? Even by association. So to do something like that, that's very in poor taste, I would say. But nobody's going to care, because it's like, yo, Tate, he's got these crazy charges. So nobody's going to care in that regard. But why I say corporation is he's going to do whatever it takes to generate as much revenue as possible. But you can't lose the main audience base, which there has been like some controversy around lately. I don't think they're too happy with him, because they realize, this guy kind of doesn't represent anything but himself, which is all good if that's what you understand, and it's just straight up entertainment. So for him to, when I say tricking, I don't mean just throwing money. I mean, how does a Clavicular trick and it makes sense? Well, the best thing he could do, he's already boys with Dr. Miami. He's already got several plastic surgeries himself. What he can do is just start, quote unquote, ascending some chicks. Find a chick. Well, he knows how to do this. Tell his team, yo, find me some chicks with beaks on them. You guys know what I mean. We got to be a little bit safe when talking about these things on YouTube. It's like, I don't mean to insult people's appearances. I never insult people's appearances, frankly. But let's say they have beaks on them, or what would be an undesirable ratio, and they're young girls. Clavicular brings them out. They do a stream. He collaborates with, what's his name, Dr. Miami or somebody. He fixes their nose, and then they're stunners now. Like, you have to find the specific face to where it's like, okay, all we have to do is fix this nose, and she's going to be a stunner. So he does like 3 or 4 of these. They have a bunch of clips run through that. They talk to the girl afterward of like, yo, what has your experience been? They're so happy. Girls can't hate on you after that. What are they going to say? They're going to say, ew, she got plastic surgery. This girl, Tana Mongeau's full of plastic surgery. And then you're also tapping into the side of like the chicosphere where they can't say like, ew, she used him to do that. Like they have to be collective and say like, damn, I'm so happy for her. And he's done something positive. It's kind of like Drake. Drake, they were hating on him for all the dogs. He comes back, starts tricking like, business women in Toronto, doing all this, and everybody switched up. They're like, man, Drake's the greatest. He gave, women in business and women entrepreneurs and boss babes and whatever. So it's that easy and it's that quick. And that matches with his brand too. So he's like, hey, look. And it also, I don't even think it would cost him too much to collaborate in that regard because he's bringing clientele to Dr. Miami, who's done like who knows how many nose jobs. I think that's a banger because not enough talking because they would have to generate clips from the talking because the majority of women are consuming TikTok or Reels. They're not really on YouTube like that, not really on X like that in proportion, right? Like TikTok is a very, like Twitch. Twitch is male dominated. TikTok is a little bit closer to 50-50, but I would say like there's more women on TikTok. And then Instagram, I would say like damn near everybody's on Instagram. But I do think there are less males on Instagram because like most males don't even really use their Instagram like that. But I'm deviating a little bit. So I do think this is a good move to get Tana on their side. Although Tana's not like, I think they can get a younger person. Not to say that she's old, but I think most of her audience grew up with her. And she's been in the game for 10 years. So from 18, if they started watching her when she was 16, they're like 26 and over, whereas Clavicular is only 20. Like he wants girls 18 to 25 to be really favorable towards him. So yeah, I think that move would be good. I'm glad he's working with this PR guy. That guy is very good. And I do think that him somehow ejecting himself out of this clipping program, which would be if he only streamed on Twitch, because I think he tried to get out of it and they're like, no, we can't do that. So if he doesn't stream on Kick, then they're not going to clip it. That's the only way, I think, for him to guarantee that they don't clip it because there's zero incentive for the clippers to put up clips of him as opposed to other people like Dean and AB who they would get paid for. So I hope he does do that because right now it doesn't make sense for him to get more famous. He just needs to polish the brand because I don't even think it's that bad as of now. He's recovered from a lot of things. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.